I'm giving out information on my channel to other um, flesh and blood individuals, and also there's some uh, corporate affiliated interest and viewers who don't actually move the view counter when they watch my video. Like they patch in fucking uh, I don't understand what is URL or something like. I don't know. Do I have to be careful? Am I gonna lose all my crypto if I use the wrong technical jargon? Anyways, uh, I give this information to a group of people who is slated or slanted in the majority against the 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 information, right? Because you would say if this is good information, then we can use this information. Like we could use it. Yeah, we could use that, and it would work for us. Yes. Oh, that works for us. Yeah, it works for us. You know, if it doesn't work for us, then it wasn't good information because when we used it, it didn't do what it do. So I don't mind that the majority of the people that check in on me from time to time don't even move the view counter. You know, they can give me a thousand views if they wanted to. They might be real views. That way, I get uptick in comments and responses, or they'll just give a lot of them because they don't put a lot of energy into their comments. Like they put the amount of energy into a comment to say something that I might take to mean you agree with me or you don't agree with me, but it'll be all the same anyway. And it's the amount of reflection that is like you would need 1,000 of you those comments to make the amount of reflection in one comment of mine. Or the guy that talked to me about the random rants of Ryan with the trauma gate thing and had me change my mind. That was like the amount that would take. It would take 5,000 NPCs to make one comment. And so I'm giving this information out on this channel, knowing that it doesn't matter if it falls into the wrong hands because it's not going to work for them. Oh my god. Okay, now back to this Cosmos September thing because it's important that you note that they took a direction or directitudes from a video that I made, and it may have even led to is a another shooting, unfortunately. Not directly, but maybe a few times removed indirectly, kind of like dominoes, right? And they took shit like oh, Six Hexenhammer says maybe that the Hillary's people crowd kicked the Bernie crowd in the shins, and I took it another step to say they kicked them in the shins and made them change their shirt, their T-shirt. Then that was recently, right? So there's a huge like span of time in between the Sticks comment and then me, and then about 6 hours before the mainstream media is using the kick 'em in the shins. Um, I made a video about Cosmos Septempenrod a whole horde of amount of time, if that makes sense. An allotment, a lot, like Cam's lot, the lot of Cam, or whatever. A lot. Before there was a law, and before there was Allah, before you had a law, and before there was Allah, there was already a lot. You know, she's a Sumerian mother goddess that namedly a lot, namely her name is a lot, you know. But it's Allot, not Alot like many, like Manny. But so then you have to distinguish L from all too. Now this it's a whole wind up. Um, it doesn't the Cosmos of Teppenrod narrative. If you want to borrow the directitudes from my comments about uh that, then how come as a whole the issue doesn't work for the libtards if they want to bring back this gun debate only because I facilitated the notion that maybe their gun rights are not being distributed evenly amongst the races. You can't distribute gun laws. If someone came around to distribute gun laws, you're gonna get shot. Like back the fuck on up. Now, it's all about the fact that you don't agree to be molested by a policy enforcement agent when they're masquerading as an information gathering agency, or if they got a promotion, because most of the people in the police department don't even want that promotion, I can assume. Then that means that they have to protect and serve even when people are acting a fucking fool, and they don't have to actually. And they like, there's a lot of things that can be straightened out. Take away the thing that says protect and serve, not because you don't protect and serve, but because people get the idea, they get it in their head that the onus is on them, like they're committing treason if they don't rescue them from situations that they could have seen with a little foresight and a little common sense. But anyway, that'll take a million years for us to implement. Because it's all gravy. I don't want to see harm coming to anybody who maybe thinks that they took a loss when John McCain died. If I feel like I took a loss as a member of a conscious community, because now I'm using the colloquialisms full on, right, FOMO, with it, even though I don't really subscribe to them. It's all hypothetical, because again, like, you shouldn't believe anybody. I'm interested in the peer-to-peer, trustless-based financial system of building financial institutions with layers of encryption that you can know how to do for yourself to set up a government that's better than the one, it'll operate better than, like uh, the Medi-Cal, Medicaid, and all this shit. Um, uh, so, yeah, Cosmos Teppenra, they said he was in radical Islamic. They besmirched the Marine Corps because the Marine Corps offered the services like chapel services. They had mosque services for Marines, you know, and outside of the Marines, Cosmo September was not involved with anything Islamic, you know. It's only in movies that somebody wearing a daishiki might say, uh, um, Assalamu alaikum. That's in the movies. That's not real life. So that's only a decent detective, not a stellar one, who would jump to make the association from somebody who has a service rifle, a rightfully owned service rifle, and is being uh, coerced into agreeing to be molested under the legal umbrella of the law. I'm not talking about being touchy and everything and want to touch your dick or anything, even though they'll get around to that eventually. It's just job. It's a job. But he didn't have to agree to be molested to be kidnapped. And as with application of the law, you have to understand legal ease. If somebody doesn't understand legal ease, then you're infringing, you're harassing, you're intrusive, because you know to tone it down. You're not being smart if you don't tone down rhetoric, you know. And also that's it's escalating. It's escalating, and it's making people nervous who know that the more time they spend under scrutiny, their every action can be misinterpreted as a threat. So you would want to chop it down, like the conversation, cut it down short. What is it that is there a crime that's been committed? Is there damage being to property? Is there a threat? Is there a danger um, that you're trying to get a control of, or handle on? What do I need to know so that you can do your job, right? Not this well, like, I got this power and I can make a call. Do you want to step out of the vehicle? If you're so drunk, or if you're so inebriated, then how do you methodically put down 5 officers mechanically with your training? And then, you could see videos that he made after that incident where he was hiding out, where it's the apparently he has a gun, but apparently he's also fully cognizant and processing under the capacity of somebody who's sane. Then the case is closed when somebody comes out and says he was a radical Islamic Muslim. In all of his videos, did he ever mention giving it back to the cracker, like giving him hell, overthrowing him? He doesn't placate the people in his conscious community by telling him that you're oppressed, and that the cracker is responsible for everything that you ever all every ill, all what ills. He's not doing that. He's working with the money team and convincing the money team, a multimedia company, to invest in something related to well-being. He's the natural living man. He has the same rights afforded to him that we want to protect, so that they'll be there for us. Why would you not want to vindicate him, especially when the narrative doesn't work for the libtard mainstream uh, media, because they like the contentious uh, topics that are likely to cause a rift and maybe some tribal war, and to